Hello, hello! My name is Nawa-ish, and I'm an illustrator who's currently getting a bit carried away. Ooh, yes, this is what I'm here for. Maybe I can just, peek in? Okay. Just take this one, and this one. Oh. Whoop! Okay, that's all I needed? Let's get out of here. So what are we even doing? I just wanted to expand my storage room down there. It has all my bulk items like dirt and stone and stuff like that. And I thought, in between episodes I could just go in and add in a few more chests. And instead I ended up doing a bit more than that. And then I thought, might as well decorate as well. But the reason I wanted to get these copper bulbs is in here. I made this thing. Let's light this up. Boop. I made something similar in my last episode for my wool farm, and I call it the golem charging station. Of course, it doesn't actually do anything, but it looks cool. So I put this in because I want to start using copper golems to help sort my stuff. Back here in this very cramped room is all the redstone stuff. I kind of understand how this all works. People with actual redstone knowledge would explain this a lot better than me, so I will keep it short. This chest has the blocks that I want the golem to sort, along with some filler or extra blocks, which is giving enough signal strength to keep a hopper underneath locked. But when the golem adds more items to the chest, the hopper unlocks and drains the items, but it stops right before the filler blocks and the sorting blocks. All we have to do now is bring in the copper golem. But before we do that, let's just... There should be 3 golems around here somewhere, and one of them is... It's still up here, so that's good. Now what happened to the other 2? They just kind of walked out. Oh, wait! There's one! Oh, yep, he's dangling. Hello! How should I do this? Might be easiest if we go outside. Hi, it's very cramped in here. It's already sorting! Yay, good job! It works! Where is the 3rd one now? Is he up here? All the mobs seem to come up here. Maybe just having one golem will be okay. This is the most inconsequential thing ever, but it's bothering me that this charging station isn't connected to anything on the surface. If we come back to the wool farm, this charging station is connected up through the roof, and it connects up to this thing that's kind of like a power generator. But coming back here, I don't want to put anything like that up here near the forest. So instead, I have made a battery. And in the future, maybe we can have like a battery charging station building somewhere out in the world. Might be fun. I actually don't have a lot of time to play this week, so this is something I shouldn't be spending so much time on. But like I mentioned, I got carried away. So for today, we have a nice small project that we can do. And it's a tower that's gonna go right up there for our happy ghast. You can see it in some of the sketches that I made when I was planning out this pillar. I've been meaning to make this for a while now. Let's go up there. That seems like a good spot. And let's get to drawing. Starting off with the design of the tower, I'm loosely basing it off of lookout towers for fires. They're usually really boxy and tall, and they have these X-shaped cross bracings. And there's stairs that lead up to the top, where there's a small shelter. But in our case, we're gonna have a long platform that extends out for getting on and off of the ghast. And then I did a really quick thumbnail to get the composition right, and decided to try out a value study before getting to the colors. I recently made a video about value studies and building in grayscale, so I wanted to see if this'll help. And it did! Originally, I was thinking of using dark blocks for the tower, but because the backdrop is also pretty dark with deep slate and stuff like that, it made me realize that the tower will just kinda get lost visually if it was also made with darker blocks. So instead, I decided to make the tower a lot lighter. And then once that was done, I started on the final with the colors. While rendering the rock face, I realized that I was getting a bit too focused on the details, and it was making the whole thing look really busy and messy. So I referred back to the grayscale version, and I simplified those shapes, and I think it's looking a lot cleaner and a lot nicer now. For the tower, I'm thinking we can use stripped wood logs, so mostly oak, and then we can gradient it to spruce and a tiny bit of dark oak for the shadows. Then we go really dark with the rooftop. Recently, I've been thinking that my builds could use a bit more whimsy, so I added some hanging lanterns down below the platform, and we can use some copper chains for that. And finally, to add some color, I decided to put in some mangrove wood for the railings and the stairs. Okay, looks good. Let's get to building. So like we said, the palette is going to be super simple, with the mangrove accents for the stair and the rail. We can always add more blocks if it looks like it needs it. Let's also move you over here. Maybe we'll even name you today. Yeah. The back right corner can be here-ish? Or maybe here. Okay, let's get rid of this one. So let's say the platform stops around where the scaffolding is, and it looks alright. I'm having a bit of trouble with how big to make this thing. And I do think the width is gonna have to be an odd number, so that there's a proper middle block. Because if there's two middle blocks, it looks a bit weird like this. I did some fun math, and now I'm in between these two sizes. Ooh, this is tough. Let me draw it out and see what it's like in both sizes. Right off the bat, the bigger one is too big. The scale is off in relation to the pillar in the background. It's kind of dwarfing it and making it look smaller. Okay, I think we'll be going with the smaller one. One last check before we really commit to this. Okay, now we can finally start building. I'm unsure what to do for this middle block. I do want these shelves on the side to help shape the X, and trapdoors on the top and bottom. Maybe a piston, though it would only really work for the oak sections. We could do something like this, power the shelves. I'm gonna decide later, I think. Ooh, but what if we put like a ledge thing at the bottom here? Just kind of grounds it a bit. Now I'm starting to think about what other oaky blocks we can use. Like these beehives, maybe? But I should probably just stick with the basics for now. I just realized something very unfortunate. This tower is a bit too close to the rock wall. The platform would be coming out like this. And yeah, it's way too close to the rock here. The middle of the whole tower should be more like here. So I guess I am tearing this down. It's done. And I was thinking, I don't quite like how stark of a difference there is between the oak and the spruce. And I was thinking we could use the mushroom block. It's not perfect, but if we put our screen to grayscale, then it looks pretty good. So I think it works. Let's just sprinkle them in, not too much. Just one block in between. Going back into grayscale again, we can use a stripped jungle log, and it's a pretty good in-between of the oak and the mushroom block. So we can put some of this in too. Ooh, I like it. I know I should be wary of over-detailing this, but what if we put a hive in here? That way you can see it through the trapdoor a tiny bit. I made this part of the tower darker than the rest, because I figured it was closer to the wall, so it would be more cast in shadow. And now we can put in the stairs to the top. I want the stairs to go here, but if we do, it would expose the redstone. So I guess I'm just gonna have to get rid of it and put in a regular solid block. And up we go! Wow, it is very precarious up here. let's put in the platform so we don't fall off. I think having just these slabs would be closer to what we have in the drawing, but it's not really safe. So what if we add on some trapdoors? And because they're trapdoors, it doesn't really visually add too much weight. And the platform will come out this way, and it should stop at around here. There's not much space to do a lot up here, so we can do this for the windows. Figure out how to put in a door here. It's small, but I think it'll work. The roof. We can squeeze in some other blocks. We can do a forced shadow with some spruce up here underneath the roof. Mushroom block? Nah, I'm gonna keep the spruce. I think I want to use dark oak for some of this platform. If you put trapdoors on top, then the dark oak starts looking like it might be a shadow that's underneath. Okay, this was a failed idea to do it all in trapdoors. It's way too busy, so I'm just gonna have the trapdoors lined up on the edge. So it still works when you're looking at it from the side. Now for the supports. Or poles? Stilts? We can use fences and gradient it down from dark oak to spruce and the oak. I didn't like how skinny it was looking, so I did this thing with the trapdoors. It doesn't look too weird from this side either. It just adds a tiny bit more width. I did originally have oak here, but I do not like how you can see through it. So it's just spruce and dark oak. Whee! I've decided I'm just gonna use the regular shelves for the middle of the X's. And now we add in the whimsy with the chains. Ooh, it's not gonna be spaced evenly. It adds to the whimsy, right? Not everything has to be symmetrical. I mean, I guess we can just put the chains more in the middle of the platform so there's room. But then logistically, how would a person replace and relight these lanterns? It makes more sense if it's on the edge here and the person can drag up the chain to change the lantern. It's whimsical, but it should still be practical. I've also added in a droopy chain near the back. In the drawing I was thinking more of it like a rope, so maybe fences might be better? I think I'm gonna stick to the bars, but maybe we can try the copper bars. We can have it oxidize, where it's still that kind of orangey, beigey color. The shape is looking good. It's gonna be a while until it oxidizes though. So while we wait, let's furnish up this inside. Not a lot of room, but we can throw in some books and the bed. We can add storage to the floor with barrels. It's raining! Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let's quickly make some cauldrons. Yay, snow! Let's put these down. I am wanting powdered snow. This might take a while, I'm not sure how long this takes. So let me just spend the night in this little box. There was a creeper explosion, but it's fine, let's just cover it up. Ooh, it kind of worked. Not all the way though. We can move them over here closer to the edge. I am pretty sure this spot is still loaded even if I'm working on the tower. So fingers crossed that these start filling up while we're working up there. Ooh, we can look at the tower from this angle too. I'm pretty glad that we chose the smaller size. Alright, just a tiny bit of decorating. In this corner, I want to put a snowman so we can collect snowballs, so it's easy to grab whenever I need to call the ghast. Hello. Ooh, right, you are inside the hopper. That is Not good. Ooh boy. Sorry. Oh. I got his head. Wow, do I really only have 3 pumpkins? I should make a pumpkin farm. Okay, second time. Let's try this. There we go. Hello. Oh. Right. That's a problem. Excuse me, can you just go in there? I don't want to get rid of you. Oh, there we go. Let's just fix up the wall. And yes, it works. Yay! Leave the snowman a little picture to look at. I still think that you should be able to call your mounts with the horn. So I'm just gonna leave this one right here. And a lamppost with a soul lantern, because Ghast. Let's make this stairway a bit less daunting to get up, with a fake safety rail. I think that's it for the tower, apart from the copper needing to oxidize. So I'm gonna start putting in some greenery. They're filled! Yay! I realize I never explained why I'm doing this. It's for right here, so that you don't get fall damage when you fall down from the top. The copper has oxidized. We can scrape it back and wax. I did end up removing the copper slabs that were at the top of the chains. Now the asymmetry is slightly less noticeable. And yeah, let's go take a look at what I did. Coming over here, there is a remnant of some sort of path. And if you follow it this way, there are these patches of flowers and a potential old garden bed. And that's because if you go all the way up to the top of this pillar, there is a house. So this pathway and these flowers used to be connected to the ones below and got split apart when the pillar came up. So it's just like a little hint on what's up here. Let's jump into our safety pond. And now our little ghasty friend, you finally have a proper place to fly around. And you shall be named Nico. It's a normal name, but it can also mean smile or smiling in Japanese. Get it? Because he's smiling? Because he's happy? Yeah. I'll let you off your leash, so please don't fly away too far. One last look with the drawing. It's a simple tower, but I think it fits. I like it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye! Wait, is that the copper golem? Oh, it is! Oh no, it's a statue.